everybody. Welcome to Dear Dana. I am so happy to see some of you here. I see Paranormal Witch is going, welcome everyone to Dear Dana. Please leave and subscribe. Don't leave. Please don't leave. I see Shelly Marie's here. Willow's here. I see Shannon Van. Hey. And Liberia Rose. Hello, everybody. So happy to see you on this Saturday of our holiday weekend. And you know, I keep glitching. I want to call it Memorial Day weekend, and it is not. It's Labor Day. And every time I want to say Labor Day, it's like my brain goes, what? Labor Day? Yeah, it's Labor Day weekend. But I know we're always having some kind of labor, work labor, yard labor, labor everywhere. Hello, Monica Hall and Jamie B and Vintage. Happy to see all of you here. Jackie Bishop, lovely people coming into the chat. Yes, please like, share, not describe. See, I'm even going backwards. That's okay. I just said describe. I don't think you can describe this channel some days. I can't. When people go, what is your channel about? It's about a lot of things. It goes left real quick. Like, share, subscribe. That is the word, right? No, you don't have to apologize. You hear what I just said. Like, share, subscribe. I'm so happy to see all of you here. Yes, I made the channel. Is all of it supernatural, or is it? Is it all supernatural, or is it? In a lot of ways, we could say it is. People describe supernatural in various ways. Some of it is all about perspective, right? Sometimes it's all about perspective. There are a lot of things that are supernatural. Some could say the Creator is supernatural. I would agree with that. Some could say the Big Boom is supernatural. Some could say the things that happen in science are supernatural. If you really break it down under a microscope and see the pattern in things, birth might be considered supernatural. If you think about all the things that must happen for a person to conceive, people think it's so easy to conceive. If you knew the odds, really the odds that it takes for conception, you would be amazed. Some people it happens very easily. That might be supernatural. But the odds are really phenomenal. Some things, spirits, experiences we have in life that we can't explain, supernatural. Then there's the show Supernatural. And we wonder why we're so drawn to it, right? We're going to break all of these things down, ask questions, bring up things, bring up experiences even, and talk about it. And of course, we're going to talk about why is it such a taboo to talk about all of these things. We can talk about bad things all day long. We go straight for the bad things. We go straight for how bad you're feeling, what sucks today, what happened that's terrible today. That is straight to what people's nature typically goes to, if you think about it. We go straight to the bad memories. Straight to what's crappy. Do you wonder why we do that? I don't like it. Once upon a time, I was probably one of those people. And don't get me wrong, I probably still have one of those days. And I try to rewind back out of it. I don't like feeling like that. And I'm sure you probably don't like feeling like that. But anyway, before we meander on, hello, Sea Cruise. Let's drop the intro. And again, welcome to Dear Dana. See, I'm getting better at it. telling everybody what channel they're on. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. And I'd like to welcome. How did Finish do that the other day? All the butterflies in here. I was in the bathroom earlier and I was thinking, man, what a bad example I am. I catch myself giving my daughter advice and saying, hurry up, you don't want to be late, and all of these things that I'm telling my same self about. And I look through things and I'm like, oh, I bet Eden got that. I bet that's in her room. And I think, I bet my mom used to say all of that stuff. Can't find things. Bet Dana's got it. We turn into our parents to some degree. There's JC Bear. Serious keyboard butt situation. I get fat finger problems sometimes where I push the wrong key. But I really do have a love-hate situation with the autocorrect, let me tell you. I used to think that was a cool thing when I first heard about it, but now I am not loving that thing because I don't pay attention and it changes my words half the time. I have a hard enough time remembering words, much less it trying to change words for me. And I go back and see what it changed it to, and I'm like, geez Louise. Now I've got to go back and correct the stuff so people can understand what I'm trying to tell them. They need an off switch for that thing. But anyway, back to the topic, which can go in about 30, 40, 50 directions. When you think of supernatural, and it corrects the strangest things, you are absolutely right. When I want to say R, it throws an 8, like ATE. Come on now. 8? You are wonderful. You ate wonderful. You ate wonderful. It makes me sound more screwed up in my brain than I already am. Yeah, I believe in the supernatural. How can you not believe in the supernatural? Think about it like this. You know what's funny? A lot of people, I don't want to say a lot, I don't want to judge, but a lot of people may not believe in something higher than themselves. But darn Skippy, you let their life be in danger, or someone that they love be in danger, or their life be in jeopardy, and you will see them down on their knees praying for a miracle or something to that effect. And that is when their faith really comes out, right? They're praying really hard, asking people to pray, and they will go straight to their Creator. And that's when their faith and hope comes to the surface. And generally, they might possibly and most likely have something supernatural occur and feel that a miracle came to the surface. Right? Because the direction of their attitude changed. They went from hanging out in the glug. Oh, you're making me hungry, JC Bear. You know I never eat before show. They went from hanging out in the glug of despair and negativity and all of that stuff to a place of faith and hope. Right? So all of a sudden, and this is about your energy too, and vibing at a higher place, because faith and hope takes you to a higher energy. It takes you to a higher energy, and you can feel it in your body. When you feel down, you feel heavy, low. That's why they call it feeling low. Have you ever thought about that? When you are depressed, you have no hope, everything is crappy, they say you feel low. Think about it. Oh, he's feeling low. Have you ever thought about why they call it that? He's feeling low. The dude's feeling low. The dude's feeling blue. But when maybe somebody's in love or they got a promotion, by the way, everybody give a clap and a congratulations to JC Bear. He got a promotion. Everybody clap and give a congratulations to JC Bear. He got a promotion. A much deserved promotion. Be that as it may. When somebody's in love, they get a promotion, something great happens, and they're all happy and dancing and they just look full of joy. Haven't you heard somebody go, well, that dude's high as a kite? And I'm not talking about drugs. They're high on life. And you think about it, they're saying they're high, not on drugs. They're high. They're resonating high. They don't call it resonating. They don't say their energy's high usually. But that's why they're saying they're high. You can feel that energy when you get close to that person. You want to be around them. You want to share in that feel good. Yeah? When you work with somebody and their energy's always high and positive and cool, don't you want to be near them? When they're low and yucky and ugh, don't you want to kind of get as far away from them as you can? Because you don't want them to drag you down? That's what that's about. People say, I don't believe anything that I can't see. My question to you is, can you see love? Can you measure love? Can you put love on a Richter scale? Can you put love under a microscope? Can you put love, I don't know, in a measuring cup? Can you, unless you had a near-death experience, and even then, no, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty positive God can take form if anybody God wants to. When I had my NDE, I could hear God, I could feel God, I could hear a voice that moved through me, but I did not see a human being standing before me. I felt God holding me, around me, through me, and it was this brilliant, blinding white light, right? And I'm sure God could have taken any form. Man, woman, animal, whatever. But I did not see a human being. But does that mean God is not, and you can call God whatever religion that you practice. I judge no one. As long as your religion doesn't say go out and KILL or harm people, I'm cool with you. You do you, boo. No judgment from me. But the bottom line is, but most of you, I would assume, still have a faith in something higher than yourself. But you can't see what you're having faith in, generally speaking. It's supernatural. So there are so many things that mean the most to us: faith, hope, integrity, love, God, creator, angels. Some of you may have experienced that, etc. The things that generally mean the most to us, you can't measure, you generally can't see, I would say it's supernatural. But then to speak about supernatural things are those things that you cannot see or quantify is taboo. Why? Why? People say, if I can't measure it, if I can't see it, if they can't, do something with it inside, I don't believe in it. So there you go. And then we have a society that they love drama and they love things that make you run, that is like watching a train wreck or a car crash or who did this to whom or crimes and horror and drama and, all of the real negative stuff. And most of our society is programmed to share, not me, not you, maybe, but their go to is this is what happened to me. This is all of the bad stuff. Right? And if we share the good stuff, what does that make us? And I'm trying to switch gears and say, hey, raise your vibration, raise it, and wake up and start trying to take notice of what you're grateful for. What are you grateful for? J.C. Bear says, I think people that perceive they have unanswered prayers turn away from believing in a creator or a force. But by the same token, there are times when sometimes certain doors are closed to force you to walk through another door. To force you. When I lost my child, there were so many dynamics going on and them making me think he was going to be fine and playing with my head and not allowing me in there to help guide things because he was different. It was just a really weird, highly unusual situation. And at first I wanted to be angry. But sometimes we have free will. And humans make mistakes. And sometimes there are things that cannot be undone. And sometimes we have, I believe, on the other side when we come here, we have windows of exit and contracts that we create and journeys that we are supposed to take here to achieve certain things. And I don't believe we are supposed to suffer. I don't think that it is our plan to suffer. And if we do, but for so long, there are a lot of things that we have to learn. I mean, to me, like Earth is like a university. And we suffer more down here than often we need to. And if we've learned everything we're supposed to learn here, then time is up, in my opinion. What are you still doing here if you've done everything you're supposed to do here? You know what I mean? But I understand what you're saying, and I understand people thinking that way and feeling that way. Paranormal Witch says, supernatural can be a good thing. It can also be a bad thing. It depends on the situation, yes. Because sometimes, if people believe in darkness or evil, supernatural can be a bad thing. Especially if people play with the wrong things. Ouija boards. Never play with Ouija boards. And if people play with the wrong things, don't protect themselves, don't know what they're doing, and they invite darkness in. Now, in my opinion and from my experience, there are stuck spirits on the earth that didn't want to cross over or have done a lot of bad things. There are spirits stuck here that did not take the path to go ahead and cross over that sometimes need to be assisted. When Advantage, Vintage says, you believe in something beyond reality. It's natural, isn't it, that the supernatural would follow you at Paranormal Witch. The gift of seeing. Yes, Ouija boards aren't anything to play with. Paranormal says, never burn the Ouija boards, bury them instead. Always knew not to open certain doors. I mean, I have lectured Eden. She would have friends at school. Hello, Marcy. So nice to see you. She would have friends at school that would want to play with Ouija boards. And one friend had some dark spell book. And let me tell you, I blasted in that room, yanked that book, told them to take that stuff out of my house ASAP. ASAP. Do not do that stuff in my house. No way, no way. I had my daughter sage her room. I went over every every bit of that room and said, never, never bring that junk in my room or a friend that has any intention of doing that crap in my house whatsoever. Because there was some funky stuff going on, and my daughter was acting bizarre. I mean, having depression, nightmares, all of that stuff. Not that she doesn't deal with some of it anyway, but I'm just saying, don't do that in my house. That is a big no. Don't bring friends messing with that stuff in my yard, to my house, in my car. No. They need to learn. They don't know what they're doing. You don't know what you're inviting. Marcy, did you get lucky? You know what I'm talking to you about. I don't mean with a person, y'all. I don't mean like that. I don't mean like that. She's been apartment hunting. Marcy. Marcy! What the heck? I cannot believe it. We need to talk later. Wait a minute. There's people in here that live. Wait a minute. Marcy, did you say you're in Boston? So you didn't look into it with an agent before? There's a couple of people that live near you, I think, around here. You're looking in Boston, though, right? Boston. I thought there were people in here. I don't think so now. I got confused. I'm sorry. But there's so much. Think of when babies are born, how they have to go from cells and the many, many changes that have to occur from those tiny little, the sperm and ovum, and how they have to divide and divide and divide and divide and divide. Geez, stood up. That irritates me. I'm so sorry. To become a baby. And then if you put plants and such and break down the cells and look under a microscope, look at all the things in nature that mimic each other in shape. You cannot tell me there is not a grand scheme of things. The way things have to duplicate and the patterns, the way things have to be so specific in creation. It's just too much. And the way you see plants, if you do it in sped time. I told you I'm a geek and a nerd. But then if you fast forward, I sage too from time to time, but it does get to my sinuses. I am not going to lie. The smell of sage gets to my sinuses. Um, after my son left, and next weekend, I don't know. I'm still going to do a show, but I'm not going to lie. It's probably going to be hard for me because it is the anniversary of Noah leaving. Not going to lie. But I may be depending on you guys to hold me up a little bit. Um, but where was I? After he left, and still occasionally now, on certain occasions and what have you, he will give us signs, but he will interact with things in our house. For sure. And he does it, I know, so it's more evident to my husband and my daughter as well, not just to me. Because they need the signs as much as I do. And he'll do it in such a way that we can take pictures or video, what have you. If you have lost a loved one and you need a sign from them, you can't ask. You have to bring your energy up to a certain level, but you can ask. You can write it down on paper. You can directly ask within yourself and talk to them. It might be a penny on the ground. It might be a feather. One of the parents that I'm connected with on Helping Parents Heal online, forever and a day, his daughter would drop a feather before him. He would find a feather every single day and collect them and take them home. And it would be a certain color feather generally that he would ask for to make it more specific, so it didn't seem happenstance. Paranormal says dragon blood is a red incense stick that you can buy anywhere for protection. I got to teach you a lot about that one day. But I want to know about your some of your experiences with the supernatural. I know I've told some of you about this. Some of you might not know about when we broke down at the beach in our van over 500 miles away. Noah was still here. He was on oxygen. I had medical supplies, but I had run out a lot of what I needed because I knew we were going home. I'd only brought so much stuff that I needed, knowing we would be going home. And my mom was livid and acting up, you can imagine. She's a little hot-tempered, impatient. At this point, my husband was completely at a loss. We broke down in, it wasn't named Mayberry, but it was less than Mayberry RFD because my husband accidentally took a shortcut. It was on a weekend because we decided to go home a little early. Didn't know where the hospital was, but that wasn't going to help because he was so rare. It probably would have made things worse had we gone there. And everybody was just completely flipped out, and I was worried. So I'm looking at Eden, Stephen, my mom, completely flipped out. We tried to get help at naught. To the point that instead of me, I wanted to panic. Someone opened their restaurant, literally opened this Mayberry RFD restaurant. When I asked them, and made little hot dogs for us and gave us a warm Coke. They didn't have any more ice. And I said, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to get us home. And I walked to a convenience store, and they didn't know who to call. And they said they knew somebody that might come to the store that might know how to help us. If I waited around, he might show up. So I waited, and they told me they thought they saw him. They didn't know. And when this guy came up on a motorcycle with this lady, his shirt said Angel Saloon. Hey, Miriam, it literally said Angel Saloon. And I got a funny feeling and I got goosebumps. And I told him what was going on. He said he might know people that could help us to wait right there. He left, and I thought, is he going to come back? He came back, and he couldn't get the guys to help him, and I saw Angel Saloon, and I got that feeling in my gut again. He said, hold on, I'm going to drop her off, see what I can do. And my husband was going, he's not coming back. He's not going to come back. You'll see he's not going to come back. And I said, just go on with the kids and my mom. I don't want to hear what you've got to say right now. I'm going to get us home. The guy came back. He said, I'm only going to say this because of you and your son, but I'm going to drive you and your family home. I'm going to get my, whatever it was, it had a thing that you could shove the van onto, and I'm going to drive you home. I'm not going to charge you, and I'm going to drive you home. We're talking 500 miles. He looked a little rough around the edges. We didn't know him. He didn't know us. This man drove us 500 miles all through the night with a smart mouth mother in the back, and me holding Noah and my daughter and my husband shoved up front with him in the truck. My mom going, I got a gun in my purse. I mean, shut up. This man's taking us home. Keep your mouth shut, Mom. Her saying all kinds of smart mouth things. This man driving us home all night long. Yeah. When I got home, of course I gave him some money. He didn't want to take it. What are the odds of this? Angel Saloon. I would consider that supernatural. Of course, I've had more spirity things happen, but I definitely consider that supernatural. When they were all falling apart, something in me decided I wasn't going to fall apart, and I said, I don't know how, but I'm going to get us home. I'm going to get us home. And they were like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're doing. All this stuff. And it looked hopeless all around us. Hopeless. And I can't even remember this guy's name. I can't remember his name. And I barely can remember what he looked like. But he got us home. And I'm grateful. I will forever be grateful. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. What are the odds? And I'm talking about the town, if you blinked, you would miss this town. I kid you not. It probably had 2 cops in the whole town. If you blinked, you would miss it. It had one stoplight. One stoplight. I'm going to drop the link. But let's talk about this. I mean, there's all kinds of supernatural in our life. And here's the thing. If we don't stop in our life and really take a mental picture of things, pretend like your eyes are a camera, bloop, and stop and take a mental memory, a mental picture, we will not have memories in our life. We are so busy just heading to our next destination, the next thing we have to do in our lives, that we are forgetting things that are happening in our life. Haven't you had people go, don't you remember when? And I'll be like, no, I don't remember that. Because I'm not stopping to take a mental memory. Have you thought about that? I am dropping the link. I've seen shadow people before too. Does not always make me comfortable. Shadow people can be harmless, but there are times that they are not. Finishes, my cousin and I used to drive to the mountains in Chile and watch the stars. The night sky there is different from New York City. We saw spirit stars that moved. And in New York City, I can imagine because there are so many skyscrapers and so many lights that it messes with the night sky. It's too illuminated there, just like if you're in the heart of Atlanta. Unless you're on top of a skyscraper or a building, it messes with the night sky. I don't like shadow people. It is always good to shield yourself. Say the Lord's Prayer. Shield yourself with light. A cocoon of white light. I don't like the shadow people thing. I used to see that when I was little. Or I'd see energy a lot when I was little. When I was way little, like 3. And I would call my mom in there and say, Mom, I see bugs. Because I didn't understand what I was saying. I see bugs. I see bugs. And she would come in there and go, You don't see bugs. Mom, I see. It's all over. It's all over. It's all over. If you'd like to come up, you can. When there are situations when you're under duress and you need assistance from angels, ask them for assistance. People would consider that supernatural. But you can ask for their assistance and they will help you. Otherwise, they're just kind of hanging out bored unless your life's in danger because they can't intervene without your permission. That's the truth. Because you are given free will. They're just kind of hanging out, seeing what next dumb thing you do or smart thing. In my case, sometimes it was dumb, ditzy. But sometimes you can be the bravest human being because you have asked for assistance. Now, sometimes they can throw out subtle hints to give you a little inspiration in hopes that you might catch the hint. Sometimes we don't because we're stubborn. But here's the thing. We're more apt to catch lower energy, supernatural stuff if we are in a low space. We can still see some of it if we're looking hard enough for it, but it's good to be in a state of protection. To be intentionally seeking them when you're at a higher energy level, when you are in a state of protection. Doesn't mean that you can't see them, especially if you're gifted in some way, but always put yourself in a state of protection. Be aware. Just don't go bulldozing out there without doing your research and putting yourself in a state of protection. Dark energies are attracted to light workers. They seek it out. That goes the same with human beings that are low energy people that have lower vibration. They are attracted to light workers. They are drawn to it like fireflies to a flame. That's just a given. People that are in pain, people that are depressed. Well, I mean, everybody would tend to be because you want to feel more like that. You can't really blame them, right? If you're feeling blue and depressed and yucky, wouldn't you be more drawn to that because you want to feel better? I would like to hear some of your supernatural experiences. Would someone like to come up and tell me? Or what do you hold sacred? And you know what's funny? Some people, when they're little kids, you'll find it interesting when they're very small. If they're going to be light workers or gifted in some way, tend to be drawn to movies and shows that are often about supernatural things, about darkness and light, about light winning over darkness. You'll find that with a lot of little kids because they innately know something's going on, probably on an unconscious level, and they want to understand it. I mean, when we're babies, we're learning about our beings, right? And from 7 to 14, we're learning about our emotional selves.
Right.
Hey, Marzi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Don't you
I
look lovely?
miss you. Oh
I
my God, I miss you guys.
miss you
Oh,
too.
it's so good to be talking to you face to face. You are my gift. You are my gift to me.
Well, you're my gift too. I've been thinking about you, hoping that you have found a place.
Oh, I was supposed to. I searched. I had a whole list. I went through virtual tours, all that. And this girl, I think she's a girl. She's not a woman yet. Made an appointment. I canceled my other appointments to go after work. We went. I waited and I waited. She didn't call. She didn't email. She had to give me directions. She stood me up. She stood me up. So I'm going to with another agent now this week on Wednesday.
I was hoping with so many places that I saw that one of them would be
Yeah,
good.
my thing has been, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just so frustrated. I think I'm going to start to look around Boston too. Maybe, I don't know what. I
Yeah.
But it's
But
good
I'm
to see
so
you.
proud of you anyway.
Thank you. Thank you. I put lipstick for you.
I know you look very pretty.
Thank you.
Whoa, I just saw something go across the screen.
My screen?
Yeah.
What? What?
You have to check it later.
Okay, I will do.
Did it?
I wanted to. You said what was sacred to me? To me, I do believe in a higher power. That to me is human relationships. That's
Yeah.
sacred. And that sometimes is scary, but but I think it's my work's life, my life's work to create these relationships that mean something to me at least.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that mm,
Did you see it again? Did anybody
no,
see it again? You've got little energy things going on in your room.
oh my God,
Pay attention to her screen, y'all. They're going past her screen.
I've been praying a lot. I'm house sitting, and I've been just like praying, like meditating on things that is happening. A lot of good has been happening, but a lot of waiting and holding. And it's like I have to wait 2 more weeks. I know it's gonna. Hopefully, it's gonna be. My life is gonna turn around because I have been jobless, like full time job, for some time. So I've been looking and looking, and finally, I have this job. Seems that it's ideal for me. So I'm pretty excited. That was one good news I wanted to share. I also wanted to share this experience I had since human relationships also matter to me. Again, while I was doing my PhD, I would study all kind of hours. My days would blur to mix up together and all that. And one day, I parked my car. And next day, I went to get to my car to get some food or something, and my car was not there. And I'm looking all over the place and it's not there. And I come to find out it has been towed. And this was Sunday. It wasn't Saturday. I didn't even realize 2 days has passed and I didn't have the car for 2 days. Um, so I called the place that they had it. They said, "Yeah, you can come. We're going to close the place at 2. It's Sunday. You can't be so late now." Never mind that in their flyers they said that they open till 5. I said, "Fine." So I called a cab company, and they came and took me to this place, and we talked. He said, "What are you doing here?" And I told him, "I'm a student. I'm doing this. I'm teaching." So I always start a conversation and try to make those kind of relationship that matters, even if it's just for a moment. So we talked, and I said, "Oh, by the way, they told me they just need cash, and I have no cash on me. Can we stop by ATM?" So we went around the place that the car was there, and he searched really hard for me to find one. I mean, he went above and beyond. So I did, and I already knew that I'm gonna go away more, pay him more than the fare of the cab ride. So we got there, and the tow people, they were so rude and aggressive. He came like at me physically, and I stepped one step back. I was just like, I was so baffled at how he's behaving, and the cab driver wouldn't leave. You saw
There's
it there?
activity going on in that house.
I'm alone tonight.
Finish
And
your
he said,
story, and we're going to do
no,
some.
no, no, the cab driver, he would not leave. He said, when they said they wanted, I had like $5 less or something. He checked all his pockets. Not here, maybe it was $20 I was short. So he's pulling money out of the cab driver. No, I'm thinking while we were going that I'm gonna give him a good tip, and he is giving me all his money to give this guy so he wouldn't be as aggressive to me. And I said, "No, I'm not doing this." Meanwhile, he got a call to go somewhere and come back, and he said, "I'm not leaving you here with these guys alone. Let him come. When he come, you get your card, then I leave." They said, "Well, then let's go and get." So we went and got money, and I had the money to give him, and the tip that I wanted to give him after all this was done. But he stayed with me for half an hour.
Wow.
The act of kindness of this older gentleman, he truly was a gentleman. It impacted me. It affected me. It's like I forgot how down I was because my car was towed for 2 days and I didn't know and all that. It was just a kindness that this man showed me. It was everything. It was everything to me.
Absolutely. And it makes you feel the energy of greater things.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely was thankful and am thankful
Yeah.
because he gave me hope that decent people still exist, goodness still exists. And that was what I needed at that moment of my life.
And things like that make me know are that they're like earthbound angels.
Yeah, yeah,
Just like that man who look, I'm a nice person.
you are. You are.
Thank you. But I don't even know if I would drive people 500 miles and back.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I might if I was able to drive on the interstate. I don't know, but that's a lot. That's a lot.
That is a lot of ride.
And
Wow.
that,
That's 5 hours each way, at least.
yeah.
Amazing. See, good people.
So, supernatural can touch on so many things, and
Yeah.
people are so afraid. I mean, look at all the time and energy people every single day put into talking about bad things.
Yeah.
every bad thing, to the tiniest to the biggest. And that just makes everybody feel bad. I mean,
No, but you know what about the bad thing? I mean, a lot of, I think that for 4 years, we constantly had bad news. And it has been continuing on, I think. We are like battered at this point. But at the same time, when I see these things, I'm not stopping at seeing the bad things and just repeating it. I'm thinking, okay, what's the solution? What can we do about it to fix it? Not to let it go to somebody else to fix it. That's the only thing that I can turn around a bad situation for myself.
and we need to know it,
Right,
but we don't need to be browbeat with it.
right.
Not saying to ignore it, but if we get in a place of, like you said, where we have more faith in things,
Hmm.
we're more apt to do things about things
Yeah,
because we're hopeful, or we
right.
want to make a difference, or we want to change things, or we want to help people, right? But
Yeah,
if you're beat to death with all the bad all the time, people just give up.
yeah, because there is no energy left. We are drained. Yes.
They give up. They don't want to do anything about it. They're not hopeful anymore.
Yeah, I've been there. Trust me. You should
But
have seen me 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
but let me tell you real quick. Everybody has been seeing it. I want to have a little quick experiment because there is some, whoever's house that is, there are some little energetic things going
My
on.
sisters.
If it was just dust, it would settle like this.
There is no dust. They had cleaners today. Actually, there is no dust.
But I'm saying dust would settle like this.
Right. Let me just do
It
this.
doesn't go like this across and up and down like it was doing. This had destinations,
Wow.
right? So my little experiment is I want everybody in the room. Let's have a little
There
scientific experiment.
we go.
I want everybody in the room. Apparently, this little energy wants to be seen
Wow.
because it's been acting up like toddlers in a playroom. I want everybody in the room just to focus on the energy that's in Marthy's room right here, and let's just invite it to be seen. We see you.
I'm getting hot. Sorry. I need to take this off.
Okay.
I'm already getting hot.
Da 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 da. Okay, little energies. We see you. We're surrounding Marzi with love. We are having a get together here talking about the supernatural, and we do see you. We are inviting you to show yourselves to us. We're all loving and kind in here. And as long as you're loving and kind, show yourselves again, please, in front of Marty on this camera. We are inviting you to show yourself to all of us. We are talking about the supernatural, and we know you are energetic in spirit. So we have a little screen here that has a camera, and we all have energy as well, and we would like to see you again. If you can show yourself right in front of Miss Marty as she looks into this lighted computer screen. And let's see if you can share.
I saw it. Oh my god.
There it goes again. Hello. It's
Oh my god.
very nice to meet you. Can you show us again, please? Very nice to meet you. We're happy to see you. You're so playful.
Wow.
Oh, I hear some feedback. Can you show us again? Did you live in that house? Can you show us? If you lived in the house, please show us again. I'm hearing feedback, so I'm assuming you're trying to come through in that way. But I can't hear your words, so maybe I'll hear you on replay. I hear you trying to communicate. Thank you. Are you connected to Marzi? If you're connected to Marzi, show yourself here, please. I do hear you trying to communicate. I'm sorry, I cannot hear your words. Can you come back on the screen, please? It is a delight to meet both of you. I know there's two of you.
Wow.
I don't want to bother you. Can you show us just one more time, please? I won't ask you again. It's so nice to meet you.
I saw it. God.
And your friend. Haven't seen your friend. Marzi saw you. I'd just like to see your friend, please. I do hear you trying to speak. I'm sorry I can't make up what you're saying. I hear you trying to tell me your story. Can anyone else hear him trying to break through? Okay, I guess your friend doesn't want to come through. Are you okay, Marzi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the friend's not going to come through. But I did see them multiple times.
I did the last two, last three actually.
Who else saw him again? Yeah, JC Bear said the energy being has to take Marzi. Shelly Marie could hear it. Is someone with you, Marzi?
No, I'm home alone. Just
Oh,
you guys.
yeah. Willow could hear the mumbling voices, and Shelly too. Well, I do appreciate both of you coming through when we ask. You're very kind.
Um,
Hopefully, you can hear. Hopefully, yeah, one is male. Hopefully, you both can help Miss Margie find a very nice apartment so she can have the stress off. But thank you so very much for visiting with Margie today. We do
thank you.
appreciate you both so much. And we're sending lots of love to you both. Oh, I heard the voices clearer for a second. And it said it was nice. And it sounded like a regular voice instead of the mumbly. It was nice. And you notice the mumbly's not as loud. Did anybody hear that it was nice?
Shelly Marie says I also see it. Paranormal Beach has seen it too.
Wow, that was look.
One is male.
I'm sorry, that is cool. You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me. We have had some cool experiences in here.
Yes.
Last Sunday, I did
You have healed me on this channel. Remember my toothache?
yeah.
It went away. It went away. Period. Done.
I don't know if she's still in here. Um. Oh, where is she?
Cool.
Oh my gosh. Monica Hall, are you still in here? And if you are, how is your rash? Last week, I did I don't know if it was Wednesday or Saturday, did a healing, did some live healings, and people in the chat it seemed like they were kind of drunk healed. I was doing life healings for other people. All of a sudden, the chat got real quiet and calm. I got this, it felt like they were drunk to me. It just got
Is-
real quiet and calm.
Isn't it the one that Vintage said? I watched your videos after because I just haven't been able to be on your live shows. But the Vintage's mom also got really healed and relaxed.
She got a little bit of residual going on where
Yeah,
she was, yeah.
yeah, that's amazing.
But to me, it was just like overly still and quiet in the chat.
People pay attention.
I was like, what is going on over there?
Oh my God. Amazing.
Because I can never make a promise. I never, I hope it's
Yeah.
going to work. But there are some, I'm grateful, I'm humble. I'm grateful and I'm humble. I am grateful and I'm humble. But there is some cool stuff happening in this space. I cannot lie.
Yeah. Because there are everybody in your chat, I'm looking at them right now. Everybody is a nice, decent person
Yeah.
and they're good at their hearts. Every single person that I see right now in your chat.
The only bad things that we've had happen is a penis explorer.
Oh, that was a fluke. That was a fluke.
And then we had somebody tell me to go to the demons a couple of weeks
Oh,
ago.
Sky. Yeah, they need to
Yeah.
go. And did they go away?
I sent them away.
There you go.
With love, I sent them away.
Thank you for sharing. Now go away.
I sent pure love to them.
Yeah.
Just pure love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
I'm not going to be mean to
You're a
them,
bigger person than I am.
but I'm going to focus on an apartment and you coming closer together. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I'm thinking of like I have to. My classes start on Tuesday, so after school is over, I'm gonna just start walking around and see if I see any for rent sign and just knock at the door.
Or you may want to put your own flyer up.
Yeah, apartment needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are so many people have been reaching out too that they in at work they find out that I'm looking, but they are outside of Boston. But they're saying they possibly could find. But
Yeah. Very good.
yeah.
So, what have you had? Well, short of this, have you had a supernatural experience?
To me, the act of kindness that man showed me when I needed it, because I was feeling very down, and I was feeling like it's all for nothing. I'm doing all this for nothing, and we had some really bad behavior people at where I was doing my PhD, and they have. It felt like I'm not saying that's true, that it felt like I was getting targeted for some targeted mean things to do. And I was really down and I was deep into my research and that was I was hitting that this block. And then
Yeah.
this I was saying it's all for nothing. Why am I doing all these things? And this man, it kind of shifted me, shifted my thinking with his act. It's like there are decent people. It's not all these people that I am surrounded with by now. Not everybody is like that. This is an evidence I have. I was looking for evidence for my research, so it was in my face. There was no way I could ignore that. That yeah, this is a good person. I have all those bad people, but this is a good person. It really reinstated faith in me about human beings. That there is good.
Have you asked your angels to help you find an apartment?
I remember you told me in my. I have been in Instagram forever, but not active. It's just with you right now. I remember you told me there, so I started to do that too.
Yeah.
I haven't like the same nights that we talked. I haven't done it consistently.
Yeah. But it helps to be consistent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been consistently asking God,
Yeah.
so I can. So
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But they're more like, put it this way, God
Oh,
does
again,
what? You saw
I
it
saw
again?
the thing again.
That might be an angelic helper actually.
Yeah, because I really do need to move. I mean, I am houseless right now, so I need to find a place.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah,
They aren't harmful
yeah.
whatsoever.
Okay.
I wouldn't be talking to them. JC Bear said, what about on campus to see if the housing department may have some leads to apartments for rent?
Who is this?
JC Bear.
Oh, I went on the campus to see if there was anything. Oh, I graduated. I graduated. Guess when? 2020. That's why it took me a whole year to find a job. But I'm not in school anymore. I was in between places. I wasn't working full time. I wasn't a full time student. I was a free agent. So I was just doing adjunct. I was an adjunct faculty then, and I just recently found full time faculty position in Boston. So Boston traffic is horrendous. So that's why I was focusing to live in Boston. And I did ask the housing department of the school I'm at that those are mostly for students. And they are way too expensive. The students are very rich. I'm not that rich.
Wow.
Yeah, I
This
have a
is,
budget, but their rents are much higher than my budget.
what about you, JC Bear? Have you had supernatural experience? Or Kai Bear? Willow? Vintage? Who has had a supernatural experience? You've heard some of mine. You know, I have plenty. But
I'm going to leave so they can come on up.
okay, you don't have to.
Uh,
JC said
no,
nothing pronounced. Love you.
bye guys.
Bye. Miriam, you've never had any other than intuition. You've never felt like you saw a ghost. Look, last night I was walking through my house and all of a sudden my car horn went off. Hey, JC Bear.
Hello, what happened to Marthy?
She decided to go off so other people could come up.
Ah,
I guess she's
no,
going to talk to her little spirit friends.
could be, could be.
Did you see
Um,
those?
I seen it. I seen twice. Once going from ceiling down, and once going across the screen, like across her chest. It looked like it was going right across the chest.
She came back.
Hi.
See, you came back. Hello. No,
Hello.
nothing as pronounced as what you guys have experienced. It's just that, and it is very weird. Is that anytime I'm thinking about a family member that's passed or in the past, when you say your prayers at night or whatever your thoughts are at night
Yeah.
for other people. Um, when I go out for my break at work, and this happens in winter a lot, you go out to the back area, it's snow, all the trees are covered and stuff. I'm just standing there having my coffee, and it seems always I get a cardinal.
That's
The
amazing.
red bird. I
Yeah.
always get a cardinal
Oh,
either chirping or very, very close to me, like I'm saying within 10 feet, like either in the bushes or sitting directly across from me. Now, chickadees, pigeons, they're used to people. They're all coming around gathering food. But I always get a velvet red like one of those scarlet red cardinals
Hmm.
sitting there and chirping at me. And I go, "Are you here because of somebody I talked to or I'm thinking of?" And just chirping at me. And I'm like, "Okay, either somebody has a message or they're thinking of me too." But it's
oh,
very
they hear
strange, like
you.
for a wild bird to come that close.
Um,
like
That can,
way up in the trees. It's not really a big thing. Sometimes it's just these little things that you just have to pick up on.
yeah. And if you're feeling something like that about it, trust it. It's like
Yeah,
these nuances.
yeah, it was just very weird. Like if it had been a pigeon, pigeons are common in the cities. Um, Little chickadees, they're always foraging in winter, but it always struck me that it would be a cardinal in winter. And in winter, they're very, when they come out, they're very easy to spot because they're this scarlet red.
Yeah,
And it just, at first, I was like, first, I said, oh, that's kind of weird. That's a friendly wild bird. But it happened repeatedly, like 5 or 6 times. And then I started to go, oh, I was thinking about Ma the other night, or I was thinking about Dad the other night, or I was
yeah.
thinking about, so and so who passed away. And this is over a span of like several weeks. And every time that happened, always like the next day or something at my break, boom, they'd show up for maybe like a few minutes, chirp at me, and then they'd leave. And it's
That-
just very weird.
It's definitely a sign, and we've talked about it a lot in helping parents heal online with the parents. They will sometimes, because you know how people can be like, you're like, is that really a sign, or is that, and you question things.
Yep.
So the parents would switch over, and some of the parents have been, their kids have been gone for a long, long time. So they will switch over and say, talk to their child or their parent or their whomever and say, could you please send me a sign of a something else in nature and make it a little more specific. And lo and behold, it may not be in the next hour or something, but they'll get that specific sign.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's the only thing that really convinced me was because they're not because
Common.
cardinals aren't really like friendly like and used to large amounts of people
Yeah.
and so forth, and especially in an urban setting, like to
Yeah.
just get that close, like within 10 feet, or to just come out of the bushes and kind of sit there, look at me and chirp. And I'm looking and going, okay. Like the first couple of times I'm like, wow, that's really a friendly bird, but it's not really. But when it happened repeatedly and every time over a period of 6, 7, 8 weeks, and it was always around Christmas time, I'm thinking about my mom and dad and stuff like that, and it comes along, I'm like, okay, I got to acknowledge this bird and just feel good about it.
And that's what I mean about all of us need to stop when these things happen, just like you did, JC Bear. And when you get that feeling, absorb it. Stop and absorb it and take that photograph of it and take it in as a memory. We need those memories. We need those moments. We need to let those supernatural feelings exist. Don't we?
Oh God, yeah, it's an amazing feeling to think that when you're thinking of somebody, it doesn't have to be family, but friends and so forth, and to get that type of acknowledgement back,
it's amazing.
I mean that
that it gives you that big warm feeling inside. Well, for me, it does.
I mean life needs to be made more of that. I want more of that. I want more
Oh
of it
God, yeah.
too. When I think of, like, there's been so many moments this week that I wanted to send Marzi more notes. And I thought, I don't want to bug her. But I'll think of Marzi, or I'll think of you, JC Bear. But you can, like, focus on people that you care about and just focus the warmth or the love or whatever and send it their way and actually send it. like a telegraph. And they may receive it and they may think of you for a second too. And that feeling goes with it. And that's why
Oh yeah.
sometimes you're like thinking about somebody, or maybe they'll call you in the next moment, or vice versa. Or you talk a little bit later and they'll go, I was just thinking about you, so and so and so.
Hmm.
Because you have been exchanging those feelings and those thoughts and that warmth and just not picking up the phone or doing whatever. That is real. That is happening. That is supernatural. You're just not writing or talking, but it is occurring.
Oh yeah. I think people think when you say supernatural that it is some type of spectacular light show
Yeah,
or some big momentous event, and sometimes it's just the little things that people are trying to tell you.
yeah. We are more than just our physical selves. I wish people would really learn about it and feel it and accept it because, like I was trying to say earlier, from 1 to 7, we are just learning things, right? And from 7 to 12, we're learning about our emotional selves. And from 7, I mean, from what is it, 7 to 12? No, 7 to 14. And from 14 to 21, we're gaining all of our intellect. And from 21 to 28, that's when we really should be gaining our spiritual selves and learning about our spiritual gifts and what they consider supernatural. But the world today has shut us down at 21, pretty much, spiritually speaking. Because some of us have tried to explore more of our spiritual journey from 21 to 28. And that's where all of us that are landing in this channel, we fall into that category because we continue to go on this spiritual journey wanting to know more. And that's a natural progression of things, really. But the world we live in has put us into, well, typically we're getting out of college at 21 and let's go into the machine.
And we're supposed to be done at 21 developing or thinking or going beyond that.
Exactly. But really, we're supposed to go into another level once we hit 21 to 28. And we've stopped ourselves. Would you agree, Margie?
Yeah, yeah. No, I was
Oh,
just thinking that it's typical to graduate from 22. I turned 50 a few years ago, and when I turned 50, I went to graduate school. I went to get my PhD.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah, I mean, I went and I started in the early mid 2000s for my bachelor, and I finished it. And it was kind of like I did it more for my own sense of self-worth.
There you go. It was in my bucket list, so I did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, same here. It was
Yeah.
like check.
Yep.
But I do have two pieces of advice, Marzi.
Yes.
One, when you do see the apartments, you got to follow your gut instinct. If you don't think that it's a right place for you,
Don't go.
just say thank you. And the other thing is, if you're going during the day, picture the walk from when you're coming home, pitch black at night,
Yep.
and if you'd feel safe approaching. Because during the day everything looks great, but we're going into fall winter.
Yeah.
Nights are getting earlier, and if you're not comfortable coming home from work and you don't feel comfortable walking to your apartment from work or the building or so forth,
Yeah.
that's the mistake a lot of people make when they're apartment hunting. They see it during the day, but they don't think about when they're coming home from work at 8 or 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
If you got faculty meetings or grading
Yeah.
papers late in the office, you got to think of that type of route as well.
That's very smart. Thank you. That's a good advice. That's a very good advice. Especially the apartments I have
Okay,
found, they
cool.
are all these gorgeous, the streets, the pictures I see. And they are really beautiful. I have driven in them and I have walked in them, but during the day, never at
Yeah.
night. And they have lots of trees and they tend to get dark. So that was a really good point. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah. I wish you could find a really
But
nice apartment that was under a house or something.
or above a garage,
Yeah,
and the owners lived in the house, that type of thing.
I found one in
Or
Newton, which is 15 minutes away from Boston. That the commute I have driven from this city, my sister's house, it's miserable. It's a 15 minutes ride that takes about an hour and a half.
Oh no. Ugh.
It's just too much. I can't deal with it every day. But I
well,
did
maybe your
find
little
one
friends from
like just
earlier
like
could
that.
like
Or
go with you tomorrow.
right? I'm sorry, I missed what you
True.
said.
Maybe your little friends from Oh, I
Yeah.
said maybe your little friends from
Yeah,
earlier that came around can kind of
um,
go with you and kind of
come
like
with
either
me.
give you a push or a no.
Yeah, that would be great.
That was so interesting. And see,
Yeah,
now you don't hear all that communication they were trying to make either.
that is so fantastic to me. It's amazing. I saw them. I didn't hear them though, but a
Yeah.
few people did.
But
I only seen them twice. Once when they were on your left side, or one of
Yeah,
them was on your left side and they dropped down, and once when they came across your chest from left to right.
I didn't see
That could have
those.
been the second one.
when you play it back, they
Yeah,
should be on there.
it
Oh
looked
my
like
god.
the on the left side it looked like they dropped down behind you, like just behind you.
Oh my god.
Because now it's clear. I'm not seeing them.
Yeah, no. I saw them flying, yeah, like sweeping around over my head. Not my head, but I saw them in the room, in the space in the back of this room.
But earlier when we were asking about seeing things, Miriam said, I would have shipped my pants. And she said shipped.
Oh my. Yes, Vintage, why don't you come up and share?
Miriam's like
You
coming up
too,
here.
not
She was saying,
paid by anyone.
"Mhm."
You had an interesting experience with an interesting experience chat with the birds. So come on up and share. I shared my animal experience.
And
Now listen, I will say, the puppy that I rescued from the kill shelter. Now Cleo, she's so cute, but I'm still training her. She's gotten bigger. She's gorgeous, but she can walk under my legs now. She went from this to and the last three. Next week is Noah's anniversary, but the last 3 nights, when everybody's gone to bed or Eden's in her room, it'll be about 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, I'm still up, and all of a sudden she starts. I could do that paranormal, but all of a sudden she'll start looking around the room and she'll start doing a scaredy cat growling bark. Her ears are back and she's just terrified. My other two dogs are chill. They're not barking, they're not scared or anything. She's scared to death and then comes and jumps in my lap and it carries on for 10 or 15 minutes.
oh wow.
The last 3 nights.
Hey guys,
Hey!
you know,
You
you
shipped your
know,
pets.
you guys, you guys, like you're talking. If I imagine what happened to you guys to me, I would die. I'm so scared. You have no idea. I'm scared of everything.
Oh, Lord.
Oh no.
No, you are not scared of everything.
You are one
Well,
fearless
I
woman.
am.
Are
I
you
do a
kidding
lot of
me?
stuff.
You have
I
done
do a lot
such
of stuff
amazing
here.
works. No, I don't buy it. You're one
Oh,
fearless
I
woman.
swear, I'm the worst. Like I'm always like double checking the doors.
Oh,
And
that
funny
is
that
smart.
JC Bear said that about like going back to work, not necessarily applying to buying a home or leasing an apartment, but I have a friend that she has been going to the office for a while right now. She said that every day she changes the path of going back home just because most people in New York now, you feel like they're off meds. So there is a lot of, the vibe is different. And because there's not like that a lot of people there like they used to go just to visit, so now it's really people who live there that we see. So she has been doing that, and when I went to New York a couple of weeks ago, I totally saw that it was still empty, but the vibe was different. People, like the people, I never noticed New York to be like that. I was expecting to be better or full of people. So it was scary. It was kind of scary. And I was scared. And it was light of day. I went and came back home. Like by noon, I was back home. I couldn't stay. And I'm wondering what's going to happen next week. Because next week, on Thursday, I go back to the office.
Where is office? New York or New Jersey?
New York. No, I live in New Jersey, but the office is in New York.
I know in
So I
Boston,
don't know.
Massachusetts, but Boston specifically, a lot of big businesses postponed it coming back to city, opening the offices. It just
Yeah,
happened last week.
they're not going to make us go every day. I don't think so, but I don't know. But talking about birds, that day I was doing my round around my block here, and this bird was walking. He wasn't flying. He would walk like do,
Oh my God.
and I would stop because I'm scared. I'm like, oh my God, this bird's gonna attack me. And then he would say something like, and then I would walk,
Vintage birds
and
are
then the bird
quiet.
would walk. I stop, the bird stops. I'm like, what the heck is this? This never happened to me.
That sound you made.
Well, that was the only, that's me the closest to supernatural.
No,
Because,
Vintage said that. See, Vintage said birds are carriers.
yeah, but I don't know
This
carriers
bird
of
was
what.
carrying a message for you.
Well, I need the translator.
Yeah.
What was the bird telling me, Dana?
Slow down, I have to tell you something, Marion.
Oh my God. Pew, 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 pew. Maybe my name should have been Pew Pew. Wait a second. Let me
Pew
edit
pew.
my name.
This is Cleo now.
Oh my God.
Remember
Oh,
that tiny puppy?
so adorable.
Oh.
It's so cute.
She's got the most beautiful fur I've ever seen. It's just big layers upon layers upon layers.
Mm.
So what should I have done to understand what the bird was trying to tell me?
I don't know, just hold space for it. Just listen to it. Stop and pay attention. You don't necessarily always have to understand what it's saying, but maybe it's a sign from somebody. Maybe it's just trying to get you to slow down and be in the moment.
Was something weighing on your mind when it happened?
Oh, yeah.
Something's always weighing on her mind.
Oh my God.
Always. My life, oh, I make it look nice and funny, but it's not. And that same time, I remember I was walking too. I think it was the same day. So I stopped 3 times, and that bird stopped 3 times. Like next to me, was walking next to me. Then like someone came with a car and was beeping, so the bird flew away. So before I ended my walk, I saw a woman. I see her. She's not my neighbor, but she lives here. So she stopped and she looked at me. She held my hand. We never spoke. She goes, everything is going to be okay. I had the chills.
Oh, wow.
But that's a woman, so it's not supernatural.
Yeah, that is supernatural.
But she's alive. Like,
It doesn't matter. She doesn't have to be dead.
I don't know. You guys are talking about ghosts coming down the walls. Like,
With this cab driver.
He said he saw a ghost
Amazing
coming down.
human being, a cab driver. He was a very much live person. He restored my faith.
Did you hear me talk about we were broke down in Florida, didn't know how we were going to get home, and I ran into a man on a motorcycle and it said,
I
Angel.
remember when you first talked about it, not only today. You spoke.
So that's supernatural.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's when things
Miriam,
happen.
Well,
Yeah, can't explain.
Yeah, that woman, she just held my hand, and then like I asked, "What's your name?" And and sometimes we used to walk after that. But
well,
this
maybe
is how we started talking. She told me everything's gonna be okay. I had the chills. I'm like, it was really a rough time. I don't know if it was obvious in my face. Maybe it was, and she felt the need to say something. I don't know.
You see, human connections.
Yeah.
yeah.
And when
What
she
would have
doesn't
moved
see
her
me
to
walking,
do
she
that?
checks on me. Now she goes, "It's
And
been a
maybe
while. I
she's seen
haven't
the bird.
seen
Maybe
you."
that's what the bird was telling you.
Maybe. Look
She's
at your.
translating for you.
The bird was telling me that. Yeah, you're right. I think so. Yeah.
I mean, you have to think about it. If we aren't grateful for things, right? If we don't look
You never
for,
know. The bird may be coming.
go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just saying. Maybe the bird was coming, saying, "If you think you've had a rough day, let me tell you my day," and was going whack, 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 distracting you.
I mean, we,
You
we
never
need
know.
we need to find solutions to problems. We need to vent and get all that stuff off our chest, right? That's human nature. But if
Yeah.
we always replay everything that's negative and bad and crappy and all that stuff, we never see anything good. We always have the tendency to look at everything that's wrong and bad and crappy.
Yeah, but that I think that is what leaves the biggest impact. But that's not my situation, to be honest with you. Then this was like 40 years ago, right? Because I'm trying to remember. Damn, I don't have any supernatural thing in my life. I was feeling left out here. But then I remember. Yeah.
Because I was like, what? She's not coming
Yeah,
out.
no,
What the
listen,
hell's
I
wrong
can
with
talk
her?
to you housewives all day, but supernatural things, I come here to learn from you guys. So it's just like it's when you don't get a break, always something wrong happening, always something wrong, and and when you're alone, there's nobody to help you. You can't help but feel helpless, and then you just keep going. You go day by day, and hopefully you will come on the other side of it. Now when I look back, I think the bird was telling me everything is going
It's
to be
gonna be
okay.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And have you ever looked back and then you're going, but you have looked back and said, oh, now I see why I didn't get that job. Now I see why this didn't happen.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
understand?
true. Yeah.
So sometimes supernatural things happen to us unaware until after the fact.
Yeah. I
When
feel like God writes a straight story in crooked lines. But you need time to learn that thing that you were crying over, what really happened that way for the best.
oh, now that Marcy's here too, yeah, we're gonna have to work on it. Me and Tisa are gonna hook up Miriam. We're probably gonna
Ah,
hook up Marcy
stop.
too.
Right?
Hey, I'm losing signal.
We made
I'm
her
gonna
turn
kick my,
red the other day.
Oh,
I'm
what
gonna
did
kick
you say? I
myself
missed
out.
that.
Oh, I can't hear you guys. I'm twirling out of here.
Oh no, you no 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 no.
What happened? You need to tell me.
She
Oh, she
did
left.
leave. Look at that.
She left.
I can't believe she actually left. Me and Tisa were messing with her. Well, we weren't really messing, saying we were going to figure it out and look through some stuff and hook her up actually on a date. We were just going
Yeah.
to matchmake her somehow. She turned red as a beet, which tells me she
She's
is
ready.
actually interested in being hooked up.
Oh.
So
Just
we,
meet for lunch. It's just lunch. You don't have to do a whole evening production.
JC Bear, I think you and I need to create some kind of a app or just become a dating thing ourselves and start looking through
Oh my
and
gosh,
matching
Hooking
there's
people
people.
up.
hey, you never know. It may be the next big thing. And the next thing you know, boom. We're
I think
retiring.
I think you and I need to be matchmakers
Yes, we have to do a pre-screening.
because we have a whole gap here for people that need to be matchmade.
Is he a millionaire?
We
You
don't
know,
know
you
yet, but
yeah, you never know what'll hold in the future.
I think I'm pretty serious. I think here we have a gap that we need to fill.
Yes, but we have to get build up the roster. Build up the roster.
Yeah.
Dana matchmaking. I think I'm going to look into it. I think it'd be easy to build actually.
Could be. We'd have to do a
I'm
lot of
back.
pre-screening with
Ah,
us.
she's
Oh,
back. What does it say?
Matchmaking
oh.
thing.
Poo
Stop.
poo. Is
Pew
that say
pew.
pew
Not
pew?
pew pew. This is in Brazilian, not Portuguese. They mimic the birds like pew pew pew. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say it like this: Marcy's spiritual friends that are here.
Okay.
If you think it's a good idea for JC Bear and I to ponder doing this matchmaking thing, and I'm not even kidding.
Okay. Wait. Is Jessie Bear in Canada?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So October 18th, I have a connection flight there. 1 hour at the airport. So here's your challenge. Find my match and send him there so that we have coffee.
That's gonna be able to be at Pearson for an hour. They're not gonna let
Listen,
you
The
out of
right hour.
security.
you never know. I have to come back home. That would be a good thing. What if I don't like him, Jason Bear? You know,
That's true. I need someone who's
I
gonna be
have to have a
willing
way
to do.
out.
But okay, true. But do you like Latin dancing and being spun across the floor?
Oh yeah, but I wish I
Yeah, I
could.
knew you were a Latin dancer. I knew that there was a Latin dancer in you.
No, I dance samba. I dance belly dance because I'm Arab. You know, yeah, and I was born
Yes,
in
Do it
which means
Brazil.
you're
all.
natural.
I do it all.
Yes, which
But
means you're natural to do Latin dancing.
oh god,
You know all
last
the
time I
movements.
danced, I think it was like 40 years ago. Last time I danced.
I wonder what the chat thinks about.
I think it's a good idea.
We actually have a matchmaking. Be serious about having a matchmaking night, where it's a literal set in stone matchmaking night, and the word gets out.
Oh god.
And
Oh,
everybody
okay.
just comes. We want it to build up and see how serious people start taking it instead of making it a game.
Hmm. I
Hmm.
thought you guys wanted to make an app. For the app, I think it's a good idea.
I don't know how to make an app.
True.
She needs to learn how to edit videos and post videos. Come on. You need to post. You have a ton of stuff that you didn't post, Dana. I need you to post all your content.
Don't threaten me with a good time, like Adam says.
I am not threatening you with a good time. I'm throwing a challenge. I gave a challenge to JC Bear to find me a match so that I can have coffee with him for an hour because my connection flight is 1 hour and a half.
With you
And
saying you belly dance, I think you put something out there that might just tempt a man.
oh god. Shut up, Apple Watch. Apple Watch is talking to me.
I want to ask
These are the
Where's your
spirits.
final?
It's the spirits talking to me through my
I,
watch.
I want to ask the spirits that be that are visiting Marty what they think about this whole matchmaking
Okay.
thing for the gap.
Wait, I want to ask a question. The spirits are there with you, Marcy?
Yeah.
We saw them, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, spirits. Will I find love? That's what I want to know. If when, I hope it's not in 20 years. Tell me 5. So ask them. Can they answer you?
You have to be.
Answer me.
Look,
I didn't
you
even
actually-
get
Ask the
them.
spirits.
You have to actually be kind, and they're just going to go past the screen. They're not going to tell you yes or no. Pew pew.
I don't know. I'm a lost cause.
No.
If you believe you listen to me, Miriam, if you believe you are a lost cause, you are.
She's not done.
If you believe you are worthy of love, you are. That's how it goes.
Yeah, but like then you look at your surroundings, it's tough. You
What?
can be worthy. Wait, you can be worthy, but if you don't find someone around you that will give you your worth, it's like,
Maybe you need to change your environment.
People don't give you
oh
your
yeah, I
worth.
know I do, but I'm stuck here. I can't move.
People don't give you your worth, Miriam. You give you your worth.
True. Yeah, maybe
And
that's
don't let
why I'm choosing to be alone, you know? Maybe this is why I feel like it's better off on my own.
You're being alone has been your choice. We're gonna have another long talk, girl. Mhm.
Yeah.
That has
I
been
will
hundred
go visit
percent
you
your
in
choice.
Georgia.
Do what
I'll
now?
go visit you in Georgia.
You'll move to
I'll go
Georgia?
visit you in Georgia. Yeah.
Visit.
Yeah.
yeah, but don't give people any type of power to make you doubt your own self-worth.
No.
You
That's
know your
not the
truth,
case, maybe.
you know your core being, but don't let anybody take away your own self-worth.
Yeah, but in my situation, to be honest with you, it's not about that. It's really not. It's more complicated. I am not in a position that I can, think of having a relationship with anyone. It's very complicated. I don't think it's worth the while. I
But
just
there's
don't.
nothing wrong, you
Unless
know, there's
someone is swipe me off my feet, that's it's not gonna happen.
but Miriam, there's nothing wrong with going out with somebody just to go out, have dinner, maybe do a night of dancing, and that's it.
See,
Or
I
do a
know,
night,
but like it's weird. I don't know.
it
I
doesn't
mean,
have to lead to something more. It could just be spending time with each other and enjoying the evening.
yeah, I think I'm going to try to join some groups that like to do things that I like to do. Like I love hiking. Maybe I'll
Good.
find that.
That's a good idea.
Amen. Good, 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 good.
There are groups that have murder mystery tours.
Oh my God, murder again?
Murder mystery tours in your local city, walking
don't,
groups. You can
don't give her
discuss what's
any ideas.
happened.
Don't give her any ideas.
I like to walk. I don't want any murder to happen. I don't want to be end up in the headlines. Enough the headlines of
Okay, well
YouTube
then
here. Okay.
some nice hiking. There's probably some beautiful country around where you live in New Jersey.
Yeah. No, there's a lot. Yeah. Just me finding time.
And in a large group, it's always safer in a large group,
Yes.
True.
and you can
True.
connect with a whole bunch of people, a whole new social circle,
True.
Giving
and
birth
you
can
can
be
be whoever
supernatural.
you want.
Oh my God. Really,
What?
I'm not supernatural at all. I had three C-sections.
Oh yeah, well.
Oh, see? Directions to where? Oh, shut up. That's the way she said, okay, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Today was a long day. My son came home for the long weekend. He told me he doesn't need I don't need to do the laundry today. And then he wants to go out. He doesn't have clothes. So I had to do laundry. And then this is why I just got home from groceries and I'm looking at my table. It's full of groceries. I need to do stuff. So I will be
Hey,
listening and stop talking about matchmaking, okay? Bye.
why not? Why not? You
Okay,
know you want
match
us
make
to.
you. Do you have a match? Do you have someone in your life? Tell us about it.
No, I have several people overseas that I'm in contact with, but no one right here.
Oh, honey.
Oh my God, are we going to see you in 90 Day Fiance?
Are you going to see me in what?
90 Day Fiance?
No, oh my God, no. If that ever happened to me, I automatically know a few YouTubers that would be like, "Oh, we got to interview him." There's only one that's in the U.S. and he's in Florida. The other one's in
Oh,
Germany.
okay.
It never hurts to flirt,
Oh God, no! It
Chippy.
keeps the hair and fur shiny.
Hello,
Puts a
Blobby.
spring in your step.
The fur. Oh my lord.
He's
Well,
JC Bear, of course, the fur.
the
Oh
fur, it keeps
yeah.
the hair shiny. Puts a
Hey,
smile on your, yeah, on your face.
so you're a furry bear?
Yeah, but not like back fur or anything like that. You know, the
Oh
normal
my
chest,
God.
belly.
Where is vintage? We need vintage. Where is vintage?
No, we have a blobby. Isn't there different types of bears?
Yes, there's a whole other subculture: bears, wolves, otters, the whole thing. You know.
Sorry.
Maybe that's why I relate to
I
birds.
didn't I didn't mean to snort.
Well, it's on theme.
But I love bears.
Oops.
But they got cubs and they got the whole thing. Your lives are taking a whole other route right now than the supernatural.
Oh my God. This is going dark now.
No, that's not dark.
No, I mean, yeah,
Bears are cuddly.
rated. I don't know. The bears and the birds and the bees.
Well, see, I'm not in. No, I don't swing that way, but I love bears anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a whole
we'll
other
not.
show, Miriam. That's a whole other show.
I know that's all another show.
Oh,
Oh
that's
God.
that's the weirdest laugh ever. That's a
I show you something just to change the subject because I today I moved the orchids to this. I do a good job. I think
You did
one
a
is
good
done.
job.
yeah. It looks good.
It looks good. Well, let's see.
If it has old blooms that are floppy and dead, pull them off.
From
I
where?
can't.
From
I can't
under?
see it here. No, if I can't see it. Does it have old blooms?
Old blooms. You mean this? I
I
don't know
can't.
what you're talking about.
I don't think it has any flowers.
Okay.
No,
If
it
the
doesn't have flowers at all.
okay,
With flowers,
okay,
I killed them. What are you talking
okay.
about?
It looks
It
good.
has new leaves. It has new leaves.
It looks good.
I hope so. Well, if I killed it,
It's
then
beautiful. I like green.
I like flowers. I like orchids. Orchids are my favorite. So here's your hint.
They're very hard to keep.
I know.
Yeah.
Uh, isn't that ironic? I like the worst flower to keep.
The hardest, not the worst. The hardest. At
It's
least
the
for me. I
hardest.
guess
Yeah.
vintage would know.
And you need
Vintage, where are
patience.
you?
Patience with orchids.
Yeah.
I love my orchids.
I love orchids, but I don't have orchids because when they come, they go, and then I just end up with the green stuff.
From what I understand, they need humidity because they are from tropics, right?
Yeah.
Originate from
So
tropics. So
in the basement, my orchid will do well.
they do? Oh, wow.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
No,
asking.
I
but
don't think so. They need sun and humidity.
I have partial sunlight, and then I just mist them when they're really dry, and they do well.
Miss. Okay,
Mist,
I'm gonna try that.
like
Okay.
spray bottle. I just mist them
Okay.
instead
Oh,
of don't drown them.
okay. That's a good.
And talk to them lovingly, even
Yeah.
without the bloom.
No, seriously. Plants respond to loving energy. If you
I
are real,
love it. I love it. Like it should be blooming all year long. I love it. I'm really today. I spent an hour moving it.
I love you. I love you. Damn
I love you. Come on, give me a flower.
it.
Well, I think if you talk to it like that as a seedling, they're used to your tempo, so that's good. But if it's a full adult that you're embracing, you got to work them into it slowly.
Okay.
It's like when you're cooking, with Middle Eastern cooking, same way with Italian cooking. You got to talk to your food and
Oh
tell the
yeah,
sauces. I'm adding this. It's like because when you prepare a meal with love, you know
Yeah,
that it always tastes sweeter.
true,
very
true.
true.
My phone is dying. I need to charge it, guys.
Okay,
I
we
will.
love you.
I will go off, but I'm listening. Okay.
Okay,
I'm listening. Okay.
okay, okay. Now listen, we have been talking about supernatural experiences. Some of you, hello Adam, hello Blobby, missed it because we had some little spirit energy going on across Marzy's screen. You will be able to see it on the replay when you go back and look later. It's pretty cool, and we got it to happen on demand as well. But we have hit different aspects of what we feel is supernatural, from good things happening in our life to actual supernatural experiences. Blobby, Adam, have you had any supernatural experiences happen in your life? We would like to know. Also, anybody that had any healing going on in here before, um, Monica Hall, anybody that had any healing energy, I would like to know if you are still experiencing benefits from the healing. You can tell me in the chat. You don't have to come up. And Adam Harris, how is your fiance doing? Thank you, Vintage, for dropping all the beautiful butterflies. Adam, how is your fiance currently doing? And while I'm thinking about it, please like, subscribe, share. We are actually growing. Baby steps, turtles. I think last I looked, we were at 312.
Yeah.
Please help us grow this channel so we can get a community tab and actually communicate with each other through the week. I'm trying to learn to edit. I'm trying to learn to do more. Like Miriam was fussing at me with the channel. I've got Dane Bramage. I'm learning things on my own. But yeah. Oh yeah, shoot, 312. Yeah, I've got a lot more to learn. My daughter thinks I need to be on Twitch. I know nothing about that.
Me neither.
Do you, JC Bear?
I know of it. I've never been on it. Um, I do know that there's a lot of people that, with YouTube restrictions and so forth, they've moved to Twitch for various reasons. But I haven't ventured onto it or anything like that.
Adam Harris says she's going to be getting brain surgery this coming week. So hope and pray that the surgery goes well. We absolutely will, I promise.
Oh,
Chili Marie,
definitely.
what is a yes about? I'm not sure what that's connected to.
Twitch, maybe? We were talking about Twitch.
Yeah, I don't know. Vintage Optimist,
Oh, healing. Sorry.
you are still experiencing good. You can DM me later about what we talked about the other day, Shelly. Um, Finish says, I always get Yogi Bear's voice in my head. Hey, hey,
Did someone say lunch?
hey. I used to love that when I was little. No to Supernatural, but I enjoy Charm, the show Charm. Which do you like both of the Charms, Blavi? Which one do you like better? Have you seen both of them?
Oh, the old one.
Yeah,
I like the original.
I do too.
Hmm.
And I don't like watching repeats, but I didn't mind watching repeats of the original so much.
Yeah, me too.
We will definitely be praying for your fiance for sure. Yeah, the old one. And I watched some of the show, The Supernatural, but then I kind of got bored.
Well, it's also far more darker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
colors are a lot the same. to me. After a while, some of the colors are a lot the same. Let me show you something really quick. This guy, I'm going to give him credit. And if I play somebody else's video on YouTube, can I get in trouble?
I think you have to, as long as you do commentary and you stop it before the 30-second mark.
Okay, I want to show you some of it because it's funny and give him credit too. Because he did it about the COVID and he used the guys from Supernatural. So I wanted to share it. Share screen. And he called it, it's a very supernatural lockdown. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, here you find, what did they call him in the show? Jared?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't either.
Mark?
No. It's about lockdown.
Your voice is low.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that's as far as it goes.
Mm.
They're talking about swine flu instead of, COVID. Hand sanitizer is your new BFF.
Dean.
Oh, yeah.
That was Dean.
Now they're using face masks. Wait a minute, I gotta take this off the screen.
And Dean and Sam.
Yeah, Dean and Sam, thanks. I couldn't remember.
Thanks, Paranormal Witch. Thank you, Willow.
Whenever you feel the slightest tickle in your throat. Oh my God, you don't think I got this virus? Get it? He said, the road's closed. Yeah, now I can see that. What's up, quarantine? Now they're arguing about lockdown. He said, nobody puts baby in the corner.
Wrong show.
He said, Gary, breakfast, leave me alone. He said, you built a panic room? I had the weekend off.
Everybody did.
He said, my mom, just a second. He's trying to tell him how to cook something. Now she's trying to tempt him with cobbler.
Cobbler.
Everybody's on lockdown. I mean, it's a wonder that
That's funny.
it's a wonder we're all sane, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Too many quarantinis. What are some of the crazy things we did on lockdown to make ourselves happy? I mean,
That's true.
or us, we watch YouTube.
Well, thank God, because 20 years ago, trust me, the net was still young and
Yeah.
there wasn't any of this.
Dial up, that dial up sound.
Just message boards, email.
I
True.
had DSL. I didn't have dial up 20 years ago. Before that, I did.
Oh yeah. And then you
I
had the
loved that.
familiar then you had the familiar you've
Yeah.
got mail.
Oh,
Ding.
yeah. Oh, yeah. When they're digging on each other's nerves. Yeah, married couples can get divorced.
This guy was an angel in the show.
There's the
He
devil.
was the devil.
Oh, no, not a second wave. Oh, no.
I think I have somebody at the door. I have to go see who is at the
Okay.
door. All right.
Okay.
I'll be back. See you later. I mean, I'll
Bye.
be back. Thank you, guys. Sorry.
Ciao.
Oh, and now we've lost Marzi.
And I have to be exiting shortly as well.
Okay. But
So,
anyway,
Vintage, you haven't come up yet. Come along, Vintage. Where did you go, Vintage? I know you're out there still.
well,
Come
we're going
on
to
up.
wrap up here in a second, but I just wanted to make a point about all the supernatural things in our life that are actually good, right?
Hmm.
And that we should not be afraid of it and take advantage of these things.
True. My takeaway is that supernatural occurrences could, they're not necessarily the big flashy things in your life. Sometimes it could just be the smallest thing, but you just have to be willing to notice it and
Right.
accept it.
And sometimes we're so headstrong and angst up and shoving ahead, we don't notice them, and it's a shame.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What if you didn't notice those birds?
Well, they were kind of vocal, so it kind of at first, so they kind of made me notice. I was like, plus you have to remember when it's overcast and snowy, and you see this bright red in the pine trees, it kind of grabs your attention. But they were also kind of vocal, so I was like, okay.
Good point, because we rarely see bluebirds around here. but all of a sudden I started seeing them, and they are the most beautiful hue of blue. I mean, beyond blue. It's more of a royal, or I don't know how to explain it. Have you seen one before?
I think so, but it's a certain vibrancy that catches your eye.
Yeah, I mean, it's the most beautiful, vibrant, I can't even describe, royal type blue. And all of a sudden, I would see one, and I definitely would make a wish. Next thing I know, I mean, I had a little birdhouse someone gave me, and I put it. We have a swimming pool in the backyard right now. I need to get a new liner, but I put it on the, hey, vintage, on the arm of my. I have a screen porch, and you walk out, and then you have stairs down. Anyway, walk out of the screen porch, and there is the arm of the. What am I trying to say?
The handrail.
Handrail right there at the door of the screen porch, and I just set it there because I didn't know what to do with it yet. Next thing I know, there are two bluebirds creating a nest, and four bluebird eggs. And so for the last 3 years,
Oh wow.
they make two sets of bluebirds, eight bluebird babies a year, and it's amazing.
Yeah, in New York City, we call those squatters. No,
But still, for it to be such a rare thing for me to ever see one, and the color be such an amazing thing. I mean, I liken it to a color that I would have seen in my near death, right? Because it's such a eye catching, different, rare color, and then they come back every year and make babies.
wow.
So I don't move it now. I didn't know what to do with it, but I'm not going to move it now.
Just make sure that big old kitty cat in your house stays in the house.
Oh, that mean thing does. He wouldn't know what to do if he got outside. He wouldn't. And when we let him have a chance to walk around, we close the dogs into one in the big family room. He goes in there, tries to go under the door because he'd like to get a hold of a couple of them. Main thing.
Oh my god.
But
He
that's
like
just territorial, you know.
no, he just likes to attack dogs.
Well,
Oh my.
you only just recently introduced a new member to the pack. So dogs are very pack minded. So kitties, I don't think the word pack is introduced.
No, he like king.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat your butt. I'm gonna beat your butt. If I get ever a chance to the bulldog, I'll beat its butt too.
Oh my gosh.
That's how.
Kitty.
The cat wants to establish that he or she still has authority over the animal kingdom in your house.
Does
Yeah,
anyone remember the old commercial for the musical Cats?
a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So my friend just got a kitten for her daughter because her daughter really wants a cat, even though she's a dog person. So I don't want to say harassing her, but I keep sending the YouTube video cats every time, like her curtains, like she'll send me videos of the kitten, because it's only 4 months old. The kitten like terrorizing her curtains. Cats. The kitten jumping into the bathtub, destroying everything.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, I couldn't help myself. And it's so funny because I remember, I think it was right before 9/11, 2000, I think Cats went off Broadway because I went to go see it. I went to LaGuardia High School, so I got to see Cats before it was taken off. And now there's a movie. I'm sorry, I had a Cats moment.
Yeah, this channel
Oh my
goes
god.
everywhere.
Yeah,
But I must leave you lovely ladies and the chat. So I wish you all the best and a wonderful Labor Day weekend. And hopefully, you all plan some getaway time and some downtime in the future.
Oh, I have a date tomorrow with my husband.
What?
Yay!
You left it to the last minute to talk about date night? Damn.
He's taking me to the aquarium
Oh, that's
And
cute.
dinner?
in Atlanta. He wanted to take me to an expensive restaurant, but I thought that's crazy to spend the money on an expensive restaurant. So
We can always
Wait,
go to a medium priced one or maybe go for coffee and dessert after.
yeah, that's fine. But it's for, unless it's
Gelato ice cream.
an anniversary.
Gelato ice cream.
Yeah, unless it's an anniversary or something. That's stupid to go to an expensive restaurant.
But you gotta go for gelato ice cream or something nice tomorrow. It's gonna be a great day.
no,
Yeah,
I love that that's so on par for you because I remember you've talked about your first date where you were like, "This is what I want."
I'm paying for my own food.
Yep,
I'm
that's
not dressing up. Don't think you're going to get lucky
right.
because you're not.
So
Oh my God.
What?
so on par.
And
Like,
you wanna be a matchmaker? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
no,
We will
see,
talk later.
No,
no,
I would be a
Did,
good
did we?
matchmaker. I
yeah,
was just tired of men
you
trying to
through the
think it.
BS.
I just could.
You know, you need a little romance, a little fun when you're out. Pretend
No,
it's a real date.
when I
Not
had,
at this age. At
when
this
I,
age, you don't need no romance. You just need to see if you're in for the long haul. Like, okay, we're of similar character. Let's progress. But
no, I mean, I'm good at matchmaking. Don't get me wrong, but I had seen a couple of people at the time I met him, and they were only interested in hump and bump. So,
wait a
Yep.
minute, this is the first time I've heard. So you were dating before you met
very,
Senor?
very little. They were interested in me, but they were interested in that, and you know what I mean.
Oh no, I know what you mean.
The hit it and quit it set.
They wanted me to be their secret chick, side chick,
Oof.
Hmm.
mistress type person. No,
Well, I will leave vintage to investigate further
Yeah, yeah.
because you were so late on coming up on the panel, vintage. And
Judgment.
I will check the last part of this live, so you better share some of your supernatural
yeah,
experiences.
Oh,
Love
okay.
yous all, and enjoy the Labor Day Monday off as well.
you too.
And if you do happen to not, if you do happen to get into some trouble, you have to share it on Wednesday nights live. Share, share, share. Anyways, don't forget, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you all later.
Okay, bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, Senor Bear. All right.
Okay, well, oh, by the way, how is your mom?
She's actually been better.
Good, good.
We've been pulling stuff and changing the soil for our autumn rotation of the crops.
I should know how her pain was and stuff from the other night.
Oh, that's been better, but I've noticed whenever she gets anxious, as she's gotten older, her ADD has gotten worse.
Yeah,
So sometimes she'll try to push herself more than she ought to, and then she's just depleted for a day. So
yeah,
she like my stepsister is bipolar, so I can understand manic episodes and I read them right away. So sometimes I think it's a manic episode where she feels like she has to do more than she ought to. And then the next day she's just like in bed watching SVU for like 8 hours, which is
yeah,
never a show you should ever binge watch. If
yeah.
anyone binge watches SVU, I'm telling you, it is not the right thing to do.
Probably not.
No, so yeah, she's getting better, but like I think it's coming from a point where she needs someone to inspire her to get out of her depression. So like today I made egg rolls, like just an egg, like a pancake egg with a bunch of salad stuff, and she got really excited. Like those little things seem to
Yeah.
be
Oh,
very impressionable.
that's sweet.
Yeah, it's touch and go because everyone what is it insanity doesn't just run in my family, it practically gallops. So it's really touch and go because sometimes my stepdad is so depressed. He hasn't left the house in a year.
Mm.
So like I'll get him to go on walks sometimes, but it's not good. And I keep getting my sister to try to come to the house, but she doesn't want to see him. And keep in mind, that's my stepsister. That's his biological daughter. So
Mm.
it's rough. Yeah.
Might have to. We might have to talk at another time about some stuff.
There's a lot of toxicity, and I do feel like depression kind of you can't hold on to someone's depression,
No,
and I feel like that's kind of the situation I'm in because it's bad.
I mean sometimes there is assistance to come in to help get people involved in things. Have you checked into any of that?
Yeah, nurses come by.
No, more than that.
He's been to therapy. He's medicated. He stopped taking his medication. It's not a situation like that. I think it's I don't want to say this, but it feels like he's just waiting to die, and that's weighing on everyone in the house
Yeah,
because uh my mom's thinking about the future, the house and things that you have to fix, and yeah, he doesn't do anything.
yeah.
It's really bad.
But I
Like
mean,
for example, I wanted to go see my I'm adopted, so I wanted to see my grandmother's grave, and he doesn't even remember where she's buried.
that's not untypical.
But that also shows me that there's some kind of trauma, and um he did disclose to me that there was something that happened to him when he was a boy.
Yeah,
uh so I don't know, it's just weird to if you're trying to transcend and there's negativity. I feel like we were talking about the supernatural before, but I feel like if you let yourself sit in that negativity, the supernatural exists beyond us everywhere.
right.
If you feel negative, it can actually impact you.
No, no, you're completely right. It makes it hard to.
Well, because there's the positive and the negative, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We're just a funnel. We are just pretty much a machine. And sometimes if you're around that much negativity, it's really hard to progress and see the light. If
No,
that makes sense.
no. I understand what you're saying,
Yeah. So that's my current position.
but what I'm saying is, and I'm may see if I can try to help you. Um, not may. I do want to try to help you. Sometimes there are. How do I say it? Anyway, there are situations where when people get elderly, they will try, if they can't help your dad, they may try to better help you or your mom, but especially your mom, to get more involved with other groups that will help her be more involved and active in things that are positive for her if they can't do it for your dad. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that does make sense. I just feel that unfortunately, um, different people have different kinds of resonance.
Right.
Like my dad, he loves animals and music.
Yeah.
Today we listened to Beethoven's Second, and he was really happy, and he played with the dog. My mom likes socializing, and she comes from a different kind of resonance.
That's what I'm saying. They could involve her in group activities with people her age to do different things that would lift her spirits and make her feel more involved.
No, I could see that.
Whereas your dad wouldn't do something like that.
Oh no. Oh no.
But they may could do something like spend more time with him to free you up so you're not absorbing that kind of energy all the time.
That would make sense.
To give you some freedom and some life and some breath. Understand?
No, I understand.
And that's probably what you need the most.
Well, I'm already secretly planning a vacation, but I haven't told anyone yet. So
Good. But you don't need to be the center of their universe 24/7.
No, I agree with that. I think it's just due to quarantine, and my mom is of a different age. She believes breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all meals we should be. If you're not going out, you eat them together because
Right.
it's a different. She's old school. She was born in 1950, so it's a different kind of mentality. Whereas my dad is born from like baby boomers, where he's really happy with a hamburger that you could microwave, and he's like,
Right.
oh, the microwave, look at this. So as they've gotten older, it's kind of funny to see that these are the things that they argue about, if that makes sense. But it is what it is.
Yeah. But anyway, you are very strong. And you do more than their birth children. So. But I hate the separation of, because they adopted you and it's apparent your mom loves you.
Well, she doesn't really have a choice.
You always have a choice.
Oh, no. She doesn't have a choice. You have to understand, I love annoying my mother. My mother will never have Alzheimer's. You know why? Because I scare her, I don't know how many times a day. I steal her shoes and her socks, and she's like, hey, where are my shoes? And there I am. Every time I have this facial expression, she knows I did something wicked. So we're on par. It's just, if that makes any sense. Like, we're thick as thieves. She's my mom.
Yeah.
But it's weird to take care of my stepfather and like my sister and stepsister. Like we were intimate before. So there's a lot of weirdness, and I wonder if that's not one of the reasons why.
Yeah, it could be.
So, never know. Families are weird.
Yeah.
But I do feel like a lot of that negativity can lend into the supernatural, because if you lend into that negativity, it can turn into something supernatural.
Yeah, that's why, though, we're always working on ourselves.
Yes.
Always. Me included, every single day. I can be nice and calm and cool and chill, and then go from, Eden, why didn't you do this? Go into mom mode. You know what I'm saying? And get all janked up, and then have to go, wait a minute, back up, cool out, get it together, go be rational with your kid, go back into Zen mode, learn your lesson, Dana. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, ain't no one that knows your buttons more than a family member, to be honest.
Or more than your kids.
Yep.
Because you love them, they love you, and they know how to. Kids have you wrapped, basically.
And they know how to poke. And Eden's smart.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she's very smart.
I'm sure she knows how to rile you up if she wants to.
Yes, she does. But you don't want to do it, but so far.
Oh, bless her heart.
because I'm real easygoing until I'm not.
Oh, but
And then I'm scared of myself. That's hard to say.
oh, but I think it's because my mom was never expecting me to get so tall. I'm 5'9". My mom is 5'3", and I'm the tallest in my family. Everyone's Spanish, so they're mad short. So I grew up. So when she started to bark and I was like getting taller and taller, I realized, oh my gosh, I don't have scoliosis. I just need to stand up straight. And then,
I'm not much taller than your mom, so there.
oh yeah, Eden looks tall. She's like, yeah, like same thing. All you need to do is like puff up your chest a little bit, and just you could take the verbal, like hey, and then walk
No, she's not much taller than me, actually.
off.
She's probably 5'5".
Still,
Don't underestimate my size. If I had to go tank on somebody because they were hurting somebody I loved or something was wrong,
oh no, I believe that.
yeah,
I completely believe that. Yes, yes. Force to be reckoned with.
yes. I had a professor call me a force of nature, so
I believe that.
so be that as it may. I had at first I thought this topic may go to ghosts and spirits and all kinds of stuff, but it really kind of didn't. It really went more about what occurs to us within us around us, which I'm really surprised.
Well, I feel like it seemed as though everyone had experienced something supernatural, and it's more of what affected them than what they saw.
Yeah,
Um, I once camped at the suicide forest at the base of Mount Fuji, and I saw some things, but what I took away from that experience was more what impacted me.
yeah,
Um, because yeah, I saw shadows and a lot of creepy stuff, but it was also self-induced. So I kind of wonder if that's not some kind of perpetuation of something, if that makes sense.
I think we can create self perpetuations if we're in a dark enough place. We tend to invite that in some
Yeah.
ways. Um, but by the same token, if we're in a higher vibe, energy, good place, and we're more of clear mind, or we're more open or focused or in the moment, we also can be more of a vessel of awareness for supernatural because we've quieted ourselves. Does that make sense?
It does. Because uh, I definitely think fear takes over, especially even if you're like meditating and there's a lot of negativity coming in. If you can't transcend that realm, it just kind of eats you up, and then you're stuck in a different kind of moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
And just like when for instance, when the car broke down and everybody around me was just going into that negative, hopeless, just giving up place.
Yeah.
And that man definitely helped us and he definitely was human. He might have been an earthbound angel, but he was definitely human. I have to say, and I'm not taking credit for it, although I think that I got in that energy and mindset of when I was like, I'm going to make something happen, I'm going to get us help. And I went into that. It's almost like you're gathering energy, you're gathering force. You're like, I'm going to make something happen. We're going to get help. we're going home tonight. And I was like connecting to everything I could connect to. Imagine in a weird way that you're like, okay, we're going to get help tonight, and you're some kind of, this is a wrong word to use, but superhero within yourself. Not really a superhero, but you have to imagine it this way. And you're building up all your energy, and all that energy is light and it's life force, okay? And that light is building up to connect to above you, right? And it's like your bat, whatever that bat thing, bat signal, right? It's your own personal angel signal, bat signal. And that light and that energy is building up saying, I need help now. Now. Help us now, please. And then all of a sudden, everything aligned.
No, I believe that. I felt that. Yeah.
And I know within me that's how everything occurred. And like Shelley Marie said, everything occurred, it manifested help because my own personal angel signal, rather than bat signal, wound up and asked for help.
I like that angel signal.
Thank you.
Well, because I feel like if you're in tune with your own spirituality, those signals become something more, you know?
Yeah. But I couldn't stand around and see everybody, like my mom was mad and giving up. She was ready to call a bus to pick her up and leave us there. My husband was like at a loss. Here I had my handicapped child. Eden was crying. And I was like, looking around like, this isn't going to happen.
Time to call my spiritual counselor.
Pretty much, because I couldn't sit around. I was looking at them like, what the hell? This isn't going to happen.
I love that everyone seemed to feel so depleted, and you were like, no. Let me just make a phone call. I got this.
Yeah, it was like something in me clicked, like, nobody's going to do anything? I mean,
see, that's positivity right there. The power of positivity is amazing. Facts. I mean, you could see a negative situation, be like, wait, what? Everyone's upset about what? No.
Everybody's giving up?
Give me a second.
I'm not giving up.
Let me just find my zen and make a call.
And when I saw my husband, like, and my mom was like acting like a 2-year-old, mad and stomping, and my daughter's crying, and my sweet son was sitting there, I was just like, no, this isn't happening. I was like stomping up. I mean, my energy started building up inside. I was stomping off. I was like,
I love that though. Like when reality knocks on the door. Wait, what's happening now? No. Let me make a phone call. That's so cool.
That's kind of what it felt like, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm going to make this happen. And Steve was like, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know, but I'm getting us home.
That's a powerful thing, though. I think there are certain times in life where you know something's going to happen.
And I felt it in my gut. Yeah.
Yeah, like you know it's going to happen and everything's going to be all right. But you just make that call and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, exactly.
And that's a supernatural thing.
I think that's a supernatural thing as well. And you're touching on the spiritual.
And I want everybody to know, and I think this is part of why this channel's here too. I want everybody to know we're programmed inside. We've got these things going on inside. We were created to know we have more power and ability and connection than anybody has allowed us to know. There is more inside of us that the next 7 years of our progression in our life, we were supposed to be made aware of. But we weren't. So part of our evolution of learning about ourselves was kind of cut short.
I can agree with that.
So hopefully together we will learn in here. And let me tell you, that was so cool what was happening with Marty.
Yeah.
Did you see?
Absolutely.
So I am grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. And I'm telling you, I do this whole thing before we come in here and ask for learning, understanding, growth, healing, the whole thing, for light to be shed on all of you, for you all to feel better leaving than when you came in. Always.
I like that as another Danaism. I'm
What
grateful for being grateful.
Miriam said, I think this is your subconscious me. Can you see comic relief? And I love that about you. What? I think this is your subconscious me. Can you see comic relief? And I love that about you. I don't understand. I do not understand that.
You have an infectious laugh. You best be careful.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Yeah, you.
And do you still keep in touch with him? Angel Saloon? No, I don't. I don't. Mm-mm. I said thank you to him one time, and then I don't know where the information went to. No, I don't. And I don't think his girlfriend would have liked it either. Mm-mm. She seemed like the very jealous type.
Ooh.
I don't think it would have been a good idea. I don't even think she understood why he was taking us.
What? If you are a jealous type, how do you tame it?
How do you tame it if you're jealous?
Well, like if you were born under the moon of Scorpio and it's inherent in your character, how
Well,
do you tame jealousy?
if they break up with your butt enough, you learn how to tame it.
You gave me things to think about. I don't appreciate it. I'm just kidding.
You have to hit your head on the wall enough and lose enough lovers to want to have to learn to tame it. Because jealousy comes from insecurity of being abandoned.
Oh. No, that makes perfect sense. You do remember I'm a bastard, right? So
Quit calling yourself that first and foremost.
well, it's just weird because the only time my biological father wants to talk to me is when he wants me to talk to his son.
Well, then you don't do that. You say no.
Yeah, but it's a complicated thing because Cristobal's going through some stuff, and I can relate to some of the things he's going through.
Well, then you call him on your own recognizance and don't.
Oh, do it. That's what I've been doing.
Well, then don't do it by your dad's request. Then you take your father's power away.
Complicated. But on that note, I'm gonna say goodnight.
I love you.
I know.
You're my friend. So you ask me, and I tell you, and it's okay.
I appreciate that.
Unknot the strings. What you do is you go with your gut. You help where you know you can help, and you just take the power away. You know you can help Cristobal.
It's I think it's different because I personally I think it's like a cultural thing because they're in Chile.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying.
Like they're in Chile. I'm in New York City.
I gotcha.
Like in my mind, I'm like, okay, here's my phone number. You can call me whenever you want to call me, and I'm good. But it's different because it's a cultural thing. They're Catholic. They're like raised really Catholic.
I see what you're saying. It is different when it's a cultural thing. You're right.
Yeah, like, and I was raised Jewish. So, like, I'm an extra little bastard to my Catholic family. And being a fag doesn't help. That's like the maraschino cherry on that, like, sundae. So
Vintage, so what I would really, really love is your friend.
yeah,
is if you would omit the harsh words that you are labeling yourself with,
Ooh.
because it hurts me when you call yourself these things. I feel it in my chest, and it physically and spiritually and emotionally hurts me when you call yourself these things.
I can understand why you'd be offended.
It's not offended, it hurts me. It's not about being offended, it hurts me because you are not these things. Those are bad words. I would not call anybody I love these words. So I'm asking you to quit calling yourself these words.
Okay, I'll take that into consideration.
If you had a child, would you call your child these words?
No, I'd never have a child.
If you had if you had a niece or a nephew, would you call them these words?
Depends.
Vintage?
Well, it depends. See, this is the thing. I was raised in a different kind of neighborhood.
You would not call a child these words because it would hurt their soul and their spirit
I suppose.
and cause trauma.
I guess. Now, here's the thing. You have to understand, like, I was raised, and I have to appreciate how and where I was raised. This was the lingo in the hood back in the 80s and the 90s when I was growing up.
Would you call your mother these words if you knew that she...
My mother called me these words. I'm a product of my upbringing, so I should be proud of my mother, shouldn't I? She called me these things.
These are not good words.
Realize that. But speaking to a friend, I can disclose certain things because if we're having a conversation, there are certain things you just say to a friend, like, yo, man, what's up? You don't need to be like, oh, hello, Dana, how are you? Good evening. That's the difference. So I can disclose certain things of my personality because that's how I was raised. This is how I was raised. My mom called me a faggot more than once. You think I'm proud of that? I'm supposed to respect my mom.
I'm sorry.
So there's a difference.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. But it's just how it is. My mother was raised Catholic. You think she wanted to have a gay child? No. You think she wanted to have a bastard? No. There's only so much otherness a person can take. So when I say certain words, I'm owning them. They're my words. So I'm sorry if they offend you or they offend anyone else, but they're my words. I was called that. So why can't I use it? You taking the power of the word away from me?
No, I'm not taking it away from you. And it
I can
doesn't
call myself whatever I want.
it doesn't offend me. I just didn't want you to call yourself bad words.
Call myself what I am?
Vintage, you are loved.
I know that. That's not my problem. But, like, you can't.
Is it a problem to be loved?
No. I'm loved. I know that.
Good.
It's just. There's certain words that we use where I am.
I understand. Forgive me for saying that I didn't want you to call yourself that because I just feel you, like Miriam says, are a beautiful, intelligent, worthy, kind, good person.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. But, sorry I got defensive. It's just.
It's okay.
These are
Your
Use
words.
my words. And I have no problem. And a lot of people in my community use these words the same way I use them. And
I
all of them are from the hood.
forgive me. Please forgive me.
Of course, I forgive you.
I did not know it would upset you. I just didn't want you to call. I just find you a valuable, beautiful person.
All right, I'm going to say good night.
Okay.
Good night.
I completely get what Vintage is saying. Vintage, if you're still listening to me, I apologize from the depths of my heart. I hope you understand. I just didn't want you calling yourself derogatory names because I see you as a beautiful, worthy, intelligent, kind person. And I just never would call anybody that. I agree with Shelley Marie. I want you to love yourself from your core. Like Shan says, I get what you're saying. I did not mean to upset you at all. I hope you can forgive me from your core. I did not mean to distress you whatsoever. I'm sending healing to Vintage and to all. I appreciate you greatly, Vintage, and I appreciate you sharing your story and your rawness to me and to everyone else. Everybody take a deep breath to the count of 4 and hold it. We all love you, Vintage Optimism. I love her, all of you here. I hope all of you can forgive me in chat if I have offended anyone by my not wanting Vintage to call herself these words. Please forgive me. Inhale to the count of 4. Blow out. Imagine a bright starlight over the top of you, flowing down bright, brilliant white light through your body. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold it. Exhale to the count of 4. Inhale deeply to the count of 4. Hold it. The light from the starlight is flowing ever brighter through your body, scooping up all negativity, toxins, energy blocks, all that does not belong. Blow it all out to the count of 4. Excellent. Inhale deeply to the count of 4. Hold it. Feel that light move to all body parts, to your fingertips, down through your torso and your legs and your toes, grounding you down to the earth, scooping up all negativity, toxins, energy blocks. Exhale to the count of 4. Please release all tension in your body. Release the tension in your shoulders, your torso, your hips, your legs, your feet. Excellent. If you feel any numbness, it's okay. See the light through your mind's eye. The sunshine, the starlight, gliding through your body, healing all areas that have had blocks. Inhale deeply to the count of 4, moving through the top of your head, down through your body, down through the earth. Inhale, watching that light brighten and moving through all parts now. Hold it. Exhale to the count of 4, releasing all toxins, energy blocks, all that does not belong. Good job. Accept all healing and all warmth. Excellent. I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your holiday. Thank you for being here. Vintage, if you're still listening, I love and care about you. I hope that you're okay. I do respect you in your world. I love and respect all of you here. Thank you for being here on this holiday weekend. Please have a safe holiday. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe. I shall see you on Wednesday. We are lined up to have our special surprise singer that sounds like an angel come this week. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Happy Labor Day weekend. And take care. Thank you all. I appreciate you. I deeply do.